EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martin here with your outlook for October 15th, 2019 for your Tuesday. Expecting another mostly sunny day today, and it will be cooler, notably cooler than it was yesterday, but temperatures will be back down to somewhat near normal, maybe very slightly below average. Still a pretty nice day today here for your Tuesday, and then clouds are going to increase very late at night tonight, so we'll be clear in the evening, maybe a few high clouds moving in a little after midnight, and then once we get to daybreak on Wednesday, we should be mostly cloudy, and that will lead to some showers coming in here during the late morning or early afternoon. And that's in association with this system up here that is going to combine with a southern perturbation down here and form a coastal low right along the Delmarva, and then it's going to move up into northern New England. It's going to give us a pretty good soaking of rainfall. We haven't had soaking rainfalls really so much for the last couple of months, and we kind of need it. We're a little bit behind here overall for the last couple of months with rainfall, and this will be a soaking rainfall, but it's going to be a quick in and out thing. It's not going to be one of those storms that are going to drag on for 18, 24 hours. It's not something like that. It's going to be moving pretty quickly, so it's going to come in, dump, do its damage, and leave. Here is a look at early on Wednesday morning, and you can see the system is still off to our west, so no rain on Wednesday morning, it doesn't look like. It looks like it holds off to the afternoon, but it comes in hot and heavy. So we go from morning to evening, and then you have some heavy rain here moving in during the course of the afternoon and evening, and I'll go through a breakdown here in the NAM in a second. And then that system is going to pull up into New England here and give them one heck of a storm, and this is Thursday morning. Once we get to the morning and afternoon hours here, I think we're going to get some winds around the back side of this. They're going to be pretty strong. And we'll have some wind gusts that are upwards of 35 miles per hour, maybe 40 or better in some of the higher elevations. So we should get some pretty good winds out of this, 25 to 35 gusts consistently during that period from very early in the morning on Thursday through about mid-afternoon or thereabout before it starts to die down. So let's look at what's coming together here. You have the primary. This is the 500 millibar level, by the way, up at about 18,000 feet. And this is looking at where the upper level low is. This is the main low here. There's a perturbation along the southern jet here that's going to move out ahead of this. And by the time we get to Wednesday morning, this is what it's looking like. So you got some interaction here with a developing coastal low out here. You still have the interaction with the upper level low that's sitting over the eastern Great Lakes. And it really doesn't start to phase in before it gets past our area here. So we're not expecting a fully phased storm with this one. It's just going to start developing here once it goes past us, just enough that we get a pretty good round of heavy rain come through. And then this will eventually phase with this system up here over eastern New England and then move away here on later here on Thursday. So what does that mean for us? Here's a look at the NAM high-res future simulated radar, and I'm going to start this off at noon. You can see really nothing going on in the morning, and then at noon you just have some showers coming into our southern areas out ahead of this, and it'll start creeping up northwards. So it's going to start off kind of showery in the early afternoon hours, and then it's going to come in like a fury as we get to mid-afternoon, mid to late afternoon here. You can see these heavy returns on here with the yellows and the oranges and the reds. This is some heavy rain moving through, but again, it's just going to be a few hours of this. This is looking at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Okay, and it's now shifted into New Jersey, Northeast PA, and then that will start to move away mid to late evening here on Wednesday. So this is not going to go the whole night. Maybe far northeastern areas hold on to a shower here into later in the overnight, but it looks like for most areas it's going to end in the mid to late evening hours on Wednesday. So this is not a long duration event that's going to go for 18, 24 hours plus here. This is looking at like a window of heavy rain of about, monitor heavy rain for about 6 hours or so. Okay, so we have some lighter rain to start early afternoon, then it gets heavy kind of mid-afternoon through mid-evening, and then it shuts off. All right, that's what we're looking at here. As far as rainfall totals, the newest NAM that came in this evening now has very close agreement to the European model, and this is now showing generally an inch or better over a very large area. This whole area that is right in here is all the 1 inch or better areas, okay? These areas right in here. And some of the reds that are shown here in parts of Northeast PA and parts of interior, central, and northern New Jersey are over 2 inches in some spots. So definitely most areas see that, inch and a quarter, maybe an inch and a half, but then when you get into some spots here in Jersey, you could see 1.5 to 2 inches, perhaps even locally higher than that. as this system continues to pull to the northeast, is going to intensify, and that's why you have these higher totals here in the lower Hudson Valley all the way down into northern and central New Jersey and parts of northeast PA. So that's what the reason is for that. Further west here, far western areas of our coverage area will get considerably less. There's going to be considerable cutoff where you're just getting showers here and generally under a half inch for many of these areas. We're talking about places like Williamsport State College, west of the Harrisburg area out here in places like Cumberland and Perry counties, all the way down to Franklin County. Places like that out there should have less out of this system. But again, after the system passes, wind gusts will be a problem here on Wednesday morning. This is generally going to be like a early morning Wednesday through mid-afternoon Wednesday type deal where you have some wind gusts here that are 25 to 35, maybe some gusts over 40. These are top gusts here indicated, and this is, I can see that some areas getting over 40 miles per hour, but the majority of those gusts, top gusts, will be 25 to 35 with sustained winds, generally 15 to 25 during that period. It's about a 8 or 9 hour period that we're just going to experience those worst winds, and then once we get into the evening, they should die down a little bit. Once we get here, so here's a look at the evening hours. We're still a little breezy, but we're not nearly what we were during the day on Thursday. System pulls away, and then we are back to mostly sunny skies here on Friday. Same thing here for Saturday. Same thing here for Sunday. We're going to have a pretty nice weekend. Temperatures are going to moderate a little bit once we get past Saturday. Actually, it's going to start to turn a little bit here on Saturday, where temperatures get back into the 60s. We're going to be in the 50s for the next couple of days. Well, not the next couple of days. We're talking about Thursday and Friday should be in the 50s in many locations for highs, and then we get back toward into the 60s on Saturday, and then making a run at 70 degrees by the time we get to Sunday in some locations. So it's going to warm up a little bit, and then we have another system coming in here Monday that could bring some periods of rain or rain showers during the day here on Monday. This is going to be ahead of a cold front, and this is the lead energy that's going to come through here Monday. Tuesday would expect the cold front to come through our region. We'll get across that bridge when we get there, because we have this first system to deal with, which is this coastal low, which is going to bring heavy rain to at least eastern parts of our coverage area here on Wednesday. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for October 15th, 2019. Have a great Tuesday.